Hi, and welcome to Studio 122. I'm your host, Kai Whitaker. So today we are talking with journalism student Christian Aleman about the Texas Intercollegiate Press Association, or TIPA for short, convention that was held last month in Dallas. Welcome, Christian, to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So can you tell me a little bit about your connection to TIPA and student media?
Well, this is my second year. I work for the newspaper, the East Texan, the campus newspaper, and this is my second year with the paper. I started out as a staff writer, and I worked my way up, and now I'm co-editor-in-chief of the paper. And yeah, and so that just gives us the opportunity to go to TIPA and participate in the events.
Okay, well, since you attended the event, can you tell us a little about what happens and just, a little taste?
So it's a three-day convention in Dallas, usually the third week of March, like you said, and it's just a convention where we can go and put our skills to the test in on-site competitions against all the other universities with student media on their campus, in a variety of events. It could be like news writing, like photos, or like video or design, just every aspect of media. You go and compete, and then they also have workshops that you can go to hosted by media professionals in the field, usually from like Texas and all over the South, that just come and talk to us about their experiences and how we can improve and be successful professional journalists.
Okay. So is it a regional? Well, I guess it's Texas, so it's just really mainly Texas.
It's mainly the state, yeah.
Yeah.
We have literally, because Texas is so big, we have people from Texas Tech come out. We have people from UT, like Baylor, like just all the big schools, like everything in between, community colleges all the way through four-year universities, public, private, everything. But the people that come and talk to us, the professionals, are from like Oklahoma, from Texas, from surrounding states in the area, not just Texas. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how many people did the department take this year, and like what type of students? Was it like a variety of students, or was it mostly like writers, or?
Yeah, this year I think it was about 15 students, and most of us worked with the East Texan, designing, photography, writing, all of that. But we also take students from the other departments, like PR, the PR department, as well, the program there, and the radio and television department. So it's like a combination of all kind of student media, not just like people from the newspaper, people from the radio and television department. Sometimes we don't even take people that are in the majors. It's like, if you're interested and you write for the paper and you've shown interest in participating, then yeah, we'll definitely consider you. Like, I know we took a nursing major who writes for the paper. And
oh, yeah, the one that was singing?
Yeah, we took him. And so you don't even have to be involved with the media, just like involved in writing or producing things for
just showing that talent.
Showing interest and talent, yeah.
Because I know that I went, and so I remember meeting a lot of kids who weren't even journalism majors, like you said, kids who were nursing majors, music majors, but they had that talent, so they came and competed, and it was it was really good. The newspaper advisor here on campus is Fred Stewart, and he's also the executive director of TIPA, right? So he's the one that is basically over and gets everything together. So is that a big help when it comes to coming to the event, knowing what to do, and he's basically the one that shows everybody what to do? Yeah,
I think having him as the executive director and also as an advisor here on campus is that he gets us involved in the actual events that go on. Like, I know he counts on us to go and help him and participate, but also help him like lead speakers to their rooms or talk to them, like just kind of direct people. Help the flow of things. So really what happens is, yes, we go and compete and we go and help, and we make it a point to go and stop by his table wherever he's at and like, hey, do you need any help? Do you need help directing people, taking things somewhere? So it's like we're helping, like you said, the flow of the convention on top of competing, and that helps the university have a presence with all the speakers with the other universities, and so that's what makes us one of the prominent universities that participates, because particularly on Fridays, we wear all A&M Commerce shirts. So I know I've had speakers come and tell me like, oh, the Commerce kids are the helpful ones. Y'all come help me, direct me, tell me what's up.
Everything.
Yeah, things like that. So it's definitely helpful in that sense, but also in getting to know the schedule beforehand, so we can plan out what we want to participate in, what like speakers we want to go see,
Or
and
workshops.
just
So you get first dibs on everything,
yeah,
basically,
yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Okay. Well, can you tell me about the awards and the accomplishments that the group or individually, you know, from Commerce that were, I guess, received or won?
Yeah, so there's two different kinds of competitions that go, and there's on-site that happen live in Dallas during the 3-day convention, and then there's one that you send in, like clips from the newspaper or student media that you just send in for judges to judge while they're at TIPA. So it's like two different tracks of competitions. And in on-site, we got second place overall, like in on-site contests. Yeah, and that was, I think that's the first time we've ever done that. And so that's really
That's a big
exciting.
award.
Yeah.
Like overall, competing against, I mean, for Commerce to compete against Baylor and A&M.
Yeah, all the big schools like that. It was super exciting, and considering that we're not even in the first division, we're considered a third division school when it comes to TIPA. Yeah,
Right.
so
Because our department size, is that
I think
why?
it's because of our department size, really. So just considering the fact that we got second overall as a third division school, beating all those top tier Division I programs, that really says something about the program that we have here and the input that the students have in kind of like showing interest and participating in student
And
media.
our talent, like,
and our talent, I guess.
We didn't know we were that good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely an opportunity to see how we stack up against all these other schools, which is always exciting because here you write for the paper, you produce videos, but and you get feedback. But it's good to see how it stacks up against other people who maybe have bigger programs, more equipment, more resources in general, and to see that we stack up like that it's really exciting.
And these are the kids that we're actually competing with for jobs, and you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like kind of gives you a feel for what's going on, and then on this other part, the ones that you send in, the clips that you send in before, so they're viewed during the convention. I believe we've won like maybe 15 or more awards, maybe around 20, I think.
Oh, wow.
And that was from like social media to news to video to all kinds of engagement, including design and just everything in between.
So we were just picking them up.
Yeah. And so
just getting all the awards.
Yeah. For that, we get to pick the submissions that we send in. So it was me and the other co-editor, Todd, that picked out things from the paper, videos that we had made, and like little podcasts as well. And we just like pick the best ones, the ones that we like best, that we think can go and win us awards. And that's Todd and I were the ones that sent all of that in. Fred helped us a bit along the way, but he really left that responsibility to Todd and I.
So it really showed y'all's leadership. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just now joining us here on Studio 122, we are here talking to Christian Aleman about TIPA, or the Texas Intercollegiate Press Association Convention. So let's just go ahead. Let me ask you, what was your favorite part of TIPA, you know, as we're getting into it?
I think my favorite part was getting to know, I really think it was more of getting to know the people, like the speakers, because like I said, since we work closely with Fred and as the executive director, and we get to talk to a lot of different people, a lot of schools and professionals, I really liked getting to know all of the people that are involved, the networking aspect of it, really. Like I went to a few workshops, but I was mainly trying to like network, to talk to people.
More personal.
Yeah, just get to know them on a personal basis, not just like someone you see on TV or someone whose things you read in the paper. And it was really interesting because it gave me a perspective like of what I can do outside of the university after I graduate, instead of just like me writing and kind of not knowing like what I'm going to do after graduation type of thing. So the networking aspect was really probably my favorite part of it, as it, like I said, it did give me that new perspective that what can you do with this degree outside of the university setting in a place when like sometimes it's really competitive, you know? And like you said, you're trying to beat other people at these schools for these jobs.
And if the people that you're trying to go to know you better, of course they're going to probably choose you.
Yeah, of course. That's how it works a lot of the time.
Right, because it's not always what you know, but who you know. We know that.
Of course.
What other things were you able to do at the convention besides compete?
Besides competing, since there were also tons of workshops. There was everything, like all kinds of workshops you could imagine, and they also had like the Society of Professional Journalists had a table there. So did like a couple of different news organizations and design companies. So you could go and talk to them and see how you can get involved with them via an internship or a job or like just any kind of like networking aspect. So that was another thing that we did. And they also had portfolio critiques where you could take your portfolio or your resume and have it judged by someone actually looking like in the field that would be hiring people. So it's like what they look for and how your resume compares to what something they want to see, you know? And also just being in the heart of like downtown, some of the events got to go off campus, like outside of the hotel. So it was kind of like them getting to go, but us also having free time to go and explore downtown and just see what's up, because we don't always, we don't always get to spend 4 days in downtown Dallas.
Especially if you go to a school where there's not much around, you know, we're just in a little college town, you get to go to the city and be free.
Yeah, it was
I really
change of
enjoyed
scene.
that. Even though I'm from Dallas, like it's still nice, plus I'm older and I get to walk around as an adult. But I know that the East Texan won multiple awards for its for the past couple of years. So why do you think that the East Texan is so successful? Because I know at TIPA, like you said, everybody knows commerce, but it's because of the East Texan. Like, why do you?
I think what really makes us kind of like come together and put our best work out there is the fact that we're not that big of a production. There's 5 editors, 5 solid editors, sometimes 6 or 7, it varies. And then there's a staff of maybe 10 or 12, it varies as well. And so we all get along really well. We all know each other. We all interact like at least twice a week when we have our production meetings. But even outside of that, we all get along fairly well.
Which is good. Chemistry is important.
Good chemistry is very important, definitely, because if you're just sitting there working in silence, it gets awkward. You don't communicate things that need to be done, or you're scared to tell someone because you don't know how they'll react. And we don't have that problem because we all get along so well. We all see each other in class, like at our jobs, because we all work for student media, and then like also at the newspaper. So we're seeing each other all the time. We get along really well. We know each other. We know what buttons not to push, what things we need to do to get done, who we need to talk to, things like that. So it's really the chemistry, but also it's the ideas that we bring to the table, because ultimately it is the editors that come up with the ideas of what we want to publish in the paper and how we want to do it. Sometimes it's deciding, is this story, like, are we solid on this story to publish it? Are people going to get mad at us? Are people going to get mad at the university or the paper? Or is this person being represented properly? So I think that's been a solid balance that we've had to work out. And I know that we had a newspaper critique, and we had the advisor from UTA come and tell us, like, y'all have really solid content. Y'all are doing a really good job. Keep on doing this. And so it's just like getting that kind of feedback that pushes us to like keep improving and keep seeing what we can do better instead of just doing the same thing over and over again.
Which is good, because we're already so good. But, you know, more what's the word I'm trying to think of? More, like, what's the word you just said? Feedback. More feedback is good for us, you know, because like I said, I was surprised that we won that many awards. You know, it really showed that, wow, we have talent. Like, I know we have talent, but, you know, we have more than we thought we did. So just real quickly, what is one word you use to describe TIPA in your personal experience?
In my personal experience, I think I would have to describe it as inspiring.
Inspiring.
Just because, like I said, and we've mentioned before, coming from a small university and a small community, you don't really have that, like, that perspective, that kind of critique that you get from outside people. So actually going and seeing other universities who are in similar positions as us, as we are kind of like in the middle of nowhere, you know, just kind of writing for the community, the campus community, and then just going and competing and see how we stack up. And then just like seeing us go out there and get a perspective of how what we're doing impacts the community and how it helps like develop our own skills is really awesome, because like I said, we don't really get much of that out here.
We don't.
And getting to talk to other advisors from bigger universities, from universities with more resources than us, and them saying that we're doing something good here at Commerce with what we have. It's inspiring, yeah. Like if we had all the resources we really wanted and needed to produce something better, what could we do, you know?
Okay.
It's awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Christian, for being on the show with us today. We are here with Christian Aleman, who is here talking about TIPA, or the Texas Intercollegiate Press Association convention that happened last month. I'm your host, Kai Whitaker. Thanks for tuning in with us.